The fact of the matter is that the General Secretary of the party, Abhishek Banerjee, is using the instance of Rahul Gandhi being disqualified as an instance to say that the Didi or Didi remark is equally defamatory. He's making that point, using Rahul Gandhi's disqualification, Shikha Mukherjee, and that's important, isn't it? That's the sign that the TMC, is in on this entire disqualification drama.
Oh yes, let's be very clear. There's a timeline. Mamata Banerjee's party did not participate in the demonstrations inside Parliament and outside. They did it separately from the Congress and the other opposition parties. When the Adani issue was being taken up in Parliament and when the speeches were being expunged and there was a refusal to from the BJP to address the issue, and for the JPC, the Trinamool Congress was equidistant up to that point. When Rahul Gandhi was disqualified, yes, Trinamool Congress joined forces, but it has to be remembered that this is yesterday's statement from Mamata Banerjee, is the first time that at the level of the founder of the party, a statement has been issued which clearly says the party is no longer equidistant, but it is anti-BJP. Abhishek's statement that they will file a harassment or a defamation suit because of Modi's Didi or Didi, which was a very vulgar kind of statement, that from the unexpectedly vulgar statement from the Prime Minister. The fact is that the party should have done it in 2021. Doing it now is a bit of a joke. And I think it's also a reflection of how political parties have been allowing other political parties to get away with a lot of garbage that they spew during election campaigns. Right. But to get back to Mamata Banerjee for the first time has made it very clear that she, as the founder of the Trinamool Congress and the boss, is very much in line with the other opposition parties, something that she has been maintaining, the distinction she has been maintaining for a long time now.
Right. Fair enough. I'm going to take this across to Avijit Ghoshal at this stage. Avijit Ghoshal, you have this Didi or Didi remark spectre coming back, and Shikha Mukherjee telling us that the case should have been filed in 2021, but it's being brought back now simply because of what has happened with Rahul Gandhi and his remark on the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Krishna, I think you are absolutely, both you and Shikadi are on the dot here. What they should have done, definitely, if they were serious, they should have taken it up at that point only. I mean, why rake it up after more than 2 years? I mean, it actually becomes reduced to a joke if you take it to the court or anywhere else now. I think it's basically, a political point to score in a roadside speech, nothing else. I don't see anything. Yeah, score political brownie points. Other than that, I'm sorry to say, I don't think there is any legal steam left here, perhaps.
Right. And in fact, Abhishek Banerjee is going on to say this is an insult to both women and the ST community, Avijit. They're taking this the same way the Modi remark was taken, to both the person and the community.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a part of the interpretation they are making. So if they can really make the electorate convinced about that, if they can convince the electorate that it was, indeed an affront to both women and the SC, ST or tribal, so whatever way you look at it, then perhaps their point is served. But I think as far as, the educated middle class is concerned, I don't think they'll buy the argument. And obviously for the courts, if it actually pushes it to that level, nobody can say what the judges are going to take a view of.
Right, and Shikha, I want to bring this back to you before I take it back to Brijesh in the studio. I want to ask you, she's now gone ahead and called him Oh Nandlal. That's the term she's used to refer to the Prime Minister as a retort to his Didi or Didi remark. What do you make of that?
I mean, this is tit for tat, but let me also say that Abhishek has forgotten but there's some very, very vulgar, objectionable remarks were made by BJP leaders in the 2021 campaign after Mamata Banerjee was injured. And that included the kind of clothes that she ought to have been wearing, the fact that her legs were exposed, etc., etc. And now these are remarks which the Trinamool Congress should have addressed through a lawsuit immediately. Today, the Didi is, as Abhijit points out very correctly, a political gimmick. Who's going to buy it? And why does she need it is my question. There are far more important things on which she can fault Mr. Modi. She can fault the BJP, and that's what she needs to do.
Not the stunts.
Going back to Didi, all the kind of remarks, seriously objectionable remarks that BJP leaders made about her when she was injured. The time is past. Let's move on to the new reality.
Fair enough. Brajesh, and that's really the crux of it all, isn't it? It's looking like a sense of desperation, something that Mamata Didi should not be doing. Considering the fact that this entire Dharna is about the lack of releasing of funds on time for the West Bengal government, which many of the state governments have been complaining, and she's got real issues that she can take up.
Well, I think, what they're trying to do is that they're trying to exploit an issue which has already reaped rich dividend for them. This remark, Didi during the course of election was exploited very adroitly by the Trinamool Congress. If you remember, Mamata Banerjee is also full of imagery. Hers sitting with an injured leg and, going on a wheelchair and all that captured, there were BJP leaders were like making all kind of insinuation that the leg has not fractured. Let's go to, various...
I think I would like to come in and make a small correction here.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
I don't think I'm actually referring to her leg being injured or that she was in a wheelchair. Some very objectionable remarks were made about the extent of her leg that was exposed, and that she, instead of wearing a sari, she should be wearing Bermudas because she was showing her leg, which is against the culture of India. I think these are the kind of remarks which the Trinamool at that point should have taken.
Nobody's referring to your comment, ma'am. Basically, we were analyzing how the Trinamool Congress at that point of time reaped rich dividend, based on this Didi remark. And also I was talking about the imagery, with her leg injured and all, and BJP leaders trying to make fun of it. And the Trinamool Congress used it to
their advantage.
To their advantage, and it was there. And today also, this washing machine thing I was referring to, she has been doing this for a long time. Trinamool Congress has been saying that, be it the case of Mukul Roy or Shubhendu Adhikari, they say that, when they are with the BJP, they're with the Trinamool Congress, you have ED, CBI visiting them, but the second they join the BJP, all of a sudden they are cleansed of their pap, they enter through the Ganga Jal ritual, which is being said by the Trinamool Congress. So I think today's BJP's washing machine is that imagery by Trinamool Congress. Basically, she wants to send a very clear message that, when it comes to the formulation of anti-Modi, camp or front, she has to be be the one who's leading in it.
Yeah.
That is the reason, post Akhilesh Yadav visit or, she visiting Naveen Patnaik and others,
right.
She has been at the forefront. This protest against Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also an assertion in that direction only.
Right, this is an assertion in that direction. Abhijit Ghoshal, do you think that the washing machine stunt will cut ice with the educated middle class of West Bengal?
Yeah, I think so. It will, because of two things. Because there are concrete evidences, to back up that argument. Though definitely on both sides of the party divide, that's one. But the sheer visual spectacle that this has evoked, so that I think will remain quite a drama. And most importantly, this is not vulgar. I mean, let me also tell you, since we are discussing the Didi remark, if now I think the Trinamool Congress is going to push this too far, they will be trivializing their own campaign, because as Shikadi was saying, there are far more, gravely important issues which really impact the common man they will be sidelined if this Didi or Didi type of nonsense goes on in the campaign. Because just remember, Mamata Banerjee was also accused of mimicking Manmohan Singh on live television program. So, there are points and counterpoints on these vulgarity issues.
Right, but she does have big issues, and that's the reason why Dharna is happening, Abhijit. You have those funds which have not been released for Manrega and other road works and other social welfare schemes, which is troubling the people of West Bengal and Mamata Banerjee for sure. And you have other issues like the gas cylinder issue that she's picked up big time as part of this Dharna.
Yeah, absolutely. There is just no shortage of issues if you want to take on the party at the center. I mean, if had anybody been in Mamata Banerjee's shoes, she would actually weed out all these trivial issues and focus on the core issues. And let me tell you, she is a master campaigner. She knows the pulse of the people. She is an excellent communicator. She should find out words and phrases and imageries which can really drive the serious issues home, rather than going after this Didi or Didi trivial sort of remark that will end up hurting her cause more than anybody else.